First this morning, latest on this boil water advisory in effect in North Attleboro. Samples coming back for a bacteria in those water samples within the last couple of days.
So the town's director of the Department of Public Works says this is an odd discovery and you should take precautions if you live there. Joe Cortez live in North Attleboro this morning in front of a closed Dunkin', but this is a problem really for a variety of restaurants and businesses today, as well as everyone's house, Joe.
Yeah, that's right, Kate and Patrick. I mean, take a look behind me. This is what we've been seeing all morning is many folks have been coming here trying to get their Dunkin' coffee. Unfortunately, all three Dunkin' Donuts here in North Attleboro, they're temporarily closed because of the bacteria that was discovered. Now, DPW says this bacteria is not capable of causing serious harm to humans, but it could be an indicator of other disease-causing agents in the water. The advisory comes after all four of the wells, they tested positive for enterococci bacteria. It's been found in human and animal intestines. Now, people living in the area, you should boil your water that you use for cooking, drinking, brushing your teeth, and even washing dishes. And you should also take the same precautions with your pets. Residents we spoke with, they've been voicing their frustrations. And last night, the shelves at some local stores, they were completely depleted after the announcement came in. Now, right now, if you can't get your hands on clean water at the store, the Department of Public Works has a water kiosk at 49 Whitten Street.
4 different wells, 2 different sides of town, and we found that we had enterococci in all 4 wells, which is very odd to have. We initially felt that it was probably a lab error. They directed us to resample all of our wells and take them to a different lab, and probably about 2 or 3 hours later, they made the determination that they were going to call a boil water order.
Now, we're trying to push it out on social media as much as we can and on live air to tell people that I'm sorry that the Dunkin' Donuts here in North Attleboro, they're going to be temporarily shut down as this effect stays in. Now, when it comes to the next update, it takes about 24 hours for the samples to go through the lab and come back. They sent them in yesterday. Those water samples are expected to have results by around 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. And the DPW tells us that the Department of Environmental Protection will make a decision going forward. So keep an eye out for that update both on air and online at WPRI.com. Reporting live in North Attleboro this morning, Joe Cortez, 12 News.
Top story this half hour, North Attleboro residents being advised, boil your water. Water samples testing positive for bacteria.
So the town is now urging people to take precautions, and Joe Cortez is live from North Attleboro this morning on what we can expect there in that town. Joe.
Well, good morning, Kate and Patrick. We can expect that those samples that they tested yesterday, they were sent into the lab, and we should expect a result by around 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. The DPW here in North Attleboro tells us that the decision will then come down to the Department of Environmental Management. Now, the bacteria that was discovered yesterday, it goes by the name of enterococci bacteria. It indicates there is fecal matter in the water supply. Although this bacteria is not always harmful to humans, it may mean that there could be other disease-causing agents in the water. Out of caution, the DEP put in this boil water advisory, but it's frustrating some residents even more. The town's currently dealing with a PFAS issue. So on top of that, the drinking water is being questioned, and now all the water supply is in question. Mark Hollowell, director of the Department of Public Works, says all these samples were detected on the raw side before the water even hits the treatment plants that chlorinates the water before it heads out to town.
I'm hopeful that it won't be too long. In the past, we had a similar advisory, and it was cleared up fairly quick. So that's what I'm hoping for, because it's an inconvenience and difficult, especially I have 4 children. So having them comply with it can be difficult as well.
Now, make sure you're boiling anything you use for water, whether it's dishes, brushing your teeth. And on top of that, the Dunkin' Donuts behind me, they are all closed here in North Attleboro. A few cones were just placed up on the right side of me because we saw about 100 different cars coming in here this morning, unknowing that the Dunkin' Donuts in North Attleboro will be temporarily closed for the day. We'll keep you updated on WPRI.com and on air on any developments for this story. Reporting live in North Attleboro, I'm Joe Cortez, 12 News.